Hit it.
So if you had a stream coming in, or even not even stream, even one or two or whatever it is that works for you, you'd be more apt to be like, I don't have time for this, because honestly, you wouldn't have time for it.
Right.
You would be more focused on taking care of them and yourself at the same time. Like my max is about 3-ish. Like I can do 5, but that's a lot.
What are we talking about?
Women
stable.
Women at one time. I can do 5, but that's a lot at one. That's basically, that leaves really only 2 days for myself.
No,
right.
You don't have any days for yourself with 5 women. You're tripping.
You're
clearly tripping.
2 days at most.
There's no way.
At most.
Absolutely no way.
Because
day one, whoever was day one is definitely hitting you up by day 6. You're tripping. There's no way. That's true. You are having a couple of. There's no fucking way.
You are having.
I know what women you're talking to.
You are having at least 1 or 2 repeat customers for the week.
Whatever repeat conversation or what kind of hypothetical conversation you're having with yourself.
It depends on how busy she is. Because I have fucked with some women that they are really on their grind, and they're like, I'm seeing you once a week because I need that once a week you're my once a week.
I mean, okay, that's different though. That's different. I'm talking about normal women that aren't like on an exact schedule because they're like a business person.
Like they'll still hit you up throughout the week or whatever, and you'll still converse with them throughout the week. But like seeing them, taking the time to do all that stuff.
Honestly, truth be told, that in itself is a headache. Having to talk to that many people. Single life is not as easy as people think. If you're ever on like that kind of run, because I've done that in the past, where it's like you're talking to a bunch of people at one time, and it's like, because you're single, you just like, I don't have to answer to anybody, but you actually answer to like 20 people. It's really, really difficult. Like I remember, I want to say I was like probably 19, and I remember I was trying to talk to like, it felt like billions of women at the same time.
You probably were. I remember being 19. We all were.
It was never quiet. Never quiet. Even when I slept, I would get messages, because I was bi-coastal, so I was going back and forth. I was living in Seattle, and I was back in Virginia, and I was talking to people overseas in Australia and like all these different places. So I had friends in London, so I was just getting texts and calls all different hours of the day, and it was like I would instantly wake up. First thing I do, I roll over, ding! I never silence my phone. It's on night mode right now. This is the middle of the day. This is how 30 look for me. I don't care no more. Don't hit me up. Leave me alone, dog. Like, there's very few people that can get through that night mode. They're on my favorites thing that pop up. Boom. Everybody else, I won't know you hit me.
Yeah.
I won't know. So it was like, back then though, that shit, ding, I wake up. I would ruin my sleep, Brent. Ruin my own damn sleep.
No, I love sleep too much. At a certain point, I'm turning the ringer off.
Not back, because you know why?
At a certain point, I'm turning the ringer off.
But you know what? It's exactly what you talked about. I didn't have a consistent flow. Even with all those women, it was like I was working to try to like, let me find a woman that is consistent with me. But it was more of me like, okay, I'm good at talking to all these women, but how do I finish any of this? I was 19, so I wasn't sure. I don't know how to close this deal. I'm like, I don't know what to do. Where do I go? What do I say? Like, I was smooth with it. I could always like get people intrigued. They always wanted to keep talking. That's why my phone was always going off. But it wasn't like, hey, let's meet up tonight. Let's go do this. It was like, oh my God, today was so bad. Let me tell you about it. And I'm like, okay. But honestly, that training has made me who I am today. There's a reason I'm so good at talking to people today, because I used to talk to people consistently on some like damn near relationship style talk, but without any of the benefits. Which is a fucking headache, by the way.
Yeah.
It's the worst shit in the world. Like,
Yeah.
I'm going to talk to you without any of the physical benefits, but I'm going to give you everything that you want in a relationship while your man smashes.
That sounds...
This is the worst shit in the world.
That sounds entirely counterproductive.
That's a prison sentence.
It is.
It's a literal prison sentence.
But, yeah.
I like that shit, but it
at what point did you break yourself out of Shawshank? Because
when I got catfished shortly after that.
Okay,
when
that's when the catfish come in.
So she hypothetically took me out of that purgatory though, which is funny, and put me in a whole different purgatory.
Because at a certain
that was exactly the same. But one person.
At a certain point, you were just like, "Fuck this! I'm not doing this anymore."
Right. It was like, okay, I'm done with this shit. And I met this fine girl. She's online. She cool as a bitch. We talk all the time. Great. But that was just like more and more and more, going further. Then I met my ex.
How did we even get here? Cause I swear I don't recognize shit here.